having lots of fun, trying to keep spirits up and keep going.
That's great. I mean, every time I've been there, it's a place full of joy. And one of the things that I found out that I think is remarkable is that the owners, George and Judy, have kept all of the full-time employees and the workers in the vineyards employed throughout all of this. Can you tell me more about how, the owners and yourself and other members of the Sunset Meadow family have joined together in this time?
Yeah, one of the things is the grapes don't stop growing. And the guys still need to be there to take care of those. We're still bottling. And we've really had to come together as a team and a family to come up with new ways to reach people and new ways to make sure that, our group has stayed safe. Ordering stuff together and instead of having people go out, you just doing it as a team. Has been a lot of fun and kept us all safe too.
That's great. And in the meantime, if you get a little tired, you can kind of have a sip of wine and kind of energize you to keep you going, huh?
There's always that light at the end of the tunnel. A glass at the end of the tunnel, I guess.
A glass at the end of the tunnel. So I want to take a minute and look at the wines behind you.
Yes.
So there are some wines behind you. Are you going to tell us a little bit about them today?
I can absolutely do that.
Okay.
So starting over on this side, we have one of our most popular wines is our Route 63. It's that semi-sweet chilled red that on that hot sunny day when we enjoy your music, it's a really refreshing wine that goes down easy. The Shades is our sparkling red. It's won a lot of really recent awards. We just did a couple wine cocktails with it for Mother's Day on our virtual happy hour. And then I'm actually drinking our rosé, which is wonderfully dry, really that nice French style rosé. We have our Shades de Blanc, nice dry sparkling white. We made French 75 with those for Mother's Day. We wanted to make sure Mom stayed happy, even though she was quarantined with everybody. And then our Twisted Red, a nice dry cab blend.
And you have a young child at home that you have been taking care of all day who just fell asleep when you came here. So I'm sure
Yes.
many of our viewers.
He can watch it later.
He's going to get up later?
Yeah, he'll watch it later.
I'm sure, like many of our viewers who have been isolated at home with their kids for extended periods, including myself, we love being parents, but I'm sure right now you're enjoying this glass of wine here while we're talking.
It's daddy time now.
It's daddy time, yes. And you said something while you were going over the wines about a virtual happy hour. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, so it was one of the things that Kim, who's one of the other managers at the Tasting Room, who everybody knows and loves, we got together and we wanted to still see people and talk to people virtually. So each week we have a virtual happy hour at 6:00 on Fridays, where we have a different theme. And this week is our picnic theme. We're really looking forward to some warm weather. I think everybody is now. So what do you need for picnics? And the fun of it is we get to drink with you. So we hope that you open a bottle and have a glass with us, and because we're having a glass with you. And it's been our way of connecting with our customers still, reaching out to them, getting and allowing them to still ask us questions about the wines, because our customers always want to learn, which has been a lot of fun, giving them new information and new things to think about.
And if people, they obviously can't come inside and sit and have wine, what are the ways that people can access Sunset Meadow wine at this time?
So right now, we have our car side service. So you can either call ahead if you know what you'd like. We have the wine waiting and ready for you. So Kim or I and Julius, of course, bring that wine right out to you. Or you can pull in, we can bring a menu to you, you can order then. You can also go on our website and order wine to be shipped to your house in Connecticut, make it really nice and easy. Or if you're on Kim or my way home, we just drop it off on our way.
I like that.
So
I'm a little far, but I'll remember that. And so, I'll call you. Can you just go?
Absolutely.
And during that happy hour, you were saying to me before we came on air that you also kind of feature other local craft food and drinks. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, so we really want to promote everybody else who's local, all the other local businesses that are, struggling during this time. So we've worked with Arethusa, we've worked with Thorncrest Chocolates, Fosh's Chocolates.
Mm,
We just did that wine cocktail happy hour this past Friday with Litchfield Distillery and Continuum Distillery,
okay.
creating cocktails that you're using and still supporting all those local businesses. Um, and we really think it's important because we want everybody to be around after all this is done too.
Well, and you also, I remember, were listed as one of the top 101 vineyards in America. Didn't you win that award last year?
2 years ago.
2 years ago. Okay.
Yeah.
So I think that, in addition to having great tasting wines, just the way you're talking and the support and the connections that you make with the community, in my mind, already puts you up in the top 101 vineyards, just listening to you talk and knowing you
Thank
guys
you.
too. um, I was thinking about the wine and how a lot of places are closed right now. And I know that you can get wine at certain liquor stores, correct? You have a list on your website of
Correct.
those?
We do have a list on our website where you can go on, see what the closest liquor store is to you. If we're not in the package store near you, you can ask them to carry us, and we can get those wines right out to that package store. Again, trying to keep everybody as safe as possible, the least amount of stops as possible.
So then in Connecticut, if I remember correctly, that wine is not sold in grocery stores.
It is not sold in grocery stores currently. One of the things that we're going to be seeing this year is the lack of events that normally we'd be able to, reach other customers. We're not going to have those events this year. We're not going to have the Connecticut Wine Festival, which was, and everybody loves, we love
Yeah.
listening to you when you're there.
I always brought a
And
7-piece band to that just to chime in. Like that makes me sad because I loved singing at that. So
everybody couldn't wait till you got on stage. That was the draw.
forget the wine. No.
Well, more wine makes you look awesome.
That's why I've liked singing at your vineyard so long, because the more wine people drink, the more my voice just sounds gorgeous. And I just like, wow, you guys are so appreciative. But I wanted to ask you back to the grocery store thing. Is there any possibility, given the COVID situation and how many things have changed? Like, for example, I grew up in Oregon and they sell wine in a lot of stores, grocery stores on the West Coast. Is there any possibility of maybe that changing in Connecticut?
We certainly hope so. There's actually 41 states in the country currently that do sell wine in supermarkets.
Okay.
We've asked the governor to allow us to have the same opportunities as other local breweries have, because they can sell direct to grocery stores.
Oh.
Given that opportunity, we want to keep farmland in Connecticut. We have 160 acres of farmland in Goshen that we have continued to keep farmland and plant. And with the lack of events, we need another avenue to be able to sell that wine. It makes and limits the stops somebody has to make. If they go into the grocery store to get their groceries, they can grab a bottle of wine for dinner, and really, use that wine as that final ingredient in a great meal.
And that makes absolute sense, and it would benefit the local economy. And like you said, people wouldn't have to make as many stops when they're out picking up things.
Absolutely.
I want to thank you so much for coming on. And I want to tell it, people that are watching or people that watch this clip later to please make an effort to either, visit Sunset Meadow Vineyards website. You can order wine through the mail if you're in Connecticut and I believe Florida. Is that correct? Connecticut and Florida?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
And then you can also drive to Goshen and they have curbside service. They're wonderful people. And like Chris said, they will also stop by your house if you're on the way home from Goshen and his house and drop off wine for you. And if you do want to try their wine, I'm sure you can call and talk and maybe you can figure something else out.
Absolutely.
Oh, sorry. Yes, absolutely. I'm putting you on the spot there.
Absolutely. Okay. I'm working with a friend She had 5 couples that wanted to do a virtual wine tasting. So they each all bought 5 different bottles of wine. I'm going to actually have a Zoom wine tasting with them this Friday night. So it is something that we're working on. If you have a group of friends that you want to do something like that, reach out to us. We can work something out with you. We want to have fun with you.
I think that would be a great way for people to connect. We are now going to go to our segment from 2013, and us at Connecticut Perspective TV are calling this Alika's Throwback segment at Sunset Meadow Vineyards 2013. Thank you so much, Chris.
Cheers.
Bye.